What's up, Ghost? How you doing? I freaking chat. Always taking for there it goes working. Cuckoo, am I saying that right? What up? I don't even have a plan for what we're watching today because I think we're speaking to Dev today. That was supposed to happen yesterday. Didn't happen, but I think we're speaking to Dev today. So we'll just go with the flow. We'll probably watch the off the dribble game. And whatever else we can find. I was watching Backcourt Connection. Um, Yoru, how we doing? Habib, Veer, what we talking about? Oh, whatever. I mean, I just like I said, I didn't know I didn't know what the plan was for today, so I was thinking we just have a we'd figure it out on the fly. I usually plan out my streams before, but last night I don't do this often. I don't do this often. King of Hoops, thank you for the $2. Are you breaking down the Ball is Life pay-per-view? Yes. So we're gonna speak to Dev today. We're gonna have a conversation with Dev today, and we'll go through the Ball is Life pay-per-view then, because obviously Dev's gonna be there. He does a lot of behind the scenes there. I guess in front of the scenes too. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that when Dev gets on the stream later. But yeah, until then, we'll catch up on some games we need to catch up on. Can you watch Andy Gimau? Am I saying that right? Highlights reacting real quick. I don't know. I don't like trying to react to stuff real quick. I don't like there being like a time limit on when I got to do something. Dev and Scotty finally gonna talk today, huh? Oh yeah, sure. That's absolutely gonna happen. I enjoyed your elite breakdown to Rob's Drew League game. Yeah, I hope you guys did get something out of that. It's one of the best games. One of the best games. Just got here on time. What up, Savannah boys? Favorite Baldy at the moment? At the moment? What is that? What is that? Am I on trials? What's going on? I just realized I just picked a shirt. I just randomly picked a shirt. Just cause like I'm a guy that works from home, okay? So I just randomly picked a shirt and I'm like, I won't wear this in public. It's it's the same color as my skin tone. What is this? Burke versus Day Day. Okay. That was the ongoing joke that you and Scotty have never been in the same room at once. Oh, facts. Facts. Davo sent me a message too. He might want to have a conversation today. What's cracking, Coach Cuz? What up, Coach Derek? How we doing? Did you guys watch the game last night? Y'all watch the Spurs? Hold on. I sent myself some I can't remember if it was Instagram or yeah, I'm not sure if you guys watched the game, but it's so this same thing happened to me last year. It's really hard for me to watch the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's so hard for me to watch the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I'm not one of those people that's like they're only good because of the way they play. Or Shea, the only reason he scores is because the way he plays. But man, oh man, there's something I really dislike about a team that hacks and fouls and pushes and grabs and is extremely physical, doing the most flopping and complaining to the refs. I think you got to pick one. Pick one. Be the team that's going to be flopping and flailing and craftily getting calls turned your way, or be the physical dominant bully team. The fact that they play both sides of this, it's so hard for me to watch. Like, this is exactly why so many people say that the NBA is rigged. It's exactly watching the Oklahoma City Thunder will make you believe that there's actually an agenda out there, and the referees or the league can decide if this is going to go 7 games or what. Because the amount of times Victor Wembanyama was getting grabbed and held even from the very first play. I initially said, because you can battle that, right? You can counter that. And I'm like, wait, this is what happens to Steph Curry. He's getting fouled. He's got to figure out a way. He's gonna have to battle through it. He's gonna have to set screens. He's gonna get the ball in different spots. He's gonna have to expose Hartenstein on the perimeter. He's gonna have to figure it out. And then I watched them call like 2 touch fouls on Wemby and touch fouls on the Spurs, and I'm like, wait, so there's nothing he can do. It doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter. It's actually, you're just going to call it against the Spurs today. It's so hard for me to watch OKC. And the problem is I'm from Oklahoma. They're one of my favorite teams. Shea is one of my favorite players. But Lord have mercy, the way that the Oklahoma City Thunder manipulate, I don't even know if it's intentional, but the way they foul and hack and push and then will be the first ones to flop. And I'm going to show you, I think I sent myself a couple here. Yeah, it might be on. I'll have to find them. But like this for example, like how many times? And this isn't all the plays. Shea just keeps ending up on the ground, and some of these get called fouls, some of them don't. And people will say like, well, he only shot 6 free throws, so he can't be flopping that much. And I'm like, no, but it's the amount of times that he goes uncalled too. Like even when it's like, it's good defense. And then it like no foul, he misses and they keep playing. But it's like you have to defend him different too, because of like it could be a foul at any moment. And that's what I was saying. The referees can just decide like, yep, we're going to call that because the game's too close. Or no, we're going to let these go because they're winning anyways. It's like, it's just you never know. It's so hard to watch. And like that was clearly a charge. But it's like, it's so hard for me to watch. And there was just something different when LeBron, I know LeBron is like, I'm a huge hater when it comes to LeBron flopping too, right? But there was a difference when it got to the playoffs and LeBron would have these moments where he took over a game and he's just like dunking on everyone. He's like going through the lane on like 3 or 4 people, bouncing off of people, and then boom, flushes it on their center. And it was like there was something different about LeBron physically dominating the other team. There's something about Kobe and Shaq like physically dominating. Dwayne Wade physically dominating. At some point, Giannis, physically dominating. Steph Curry was probably the first person to like not really physically dominate, but he was hitting shots from half court and doing all this other crazy stuff. So like, that's his superpower. How he was getting scored on, but at least he would outscore, right? At least he's going to score 40, even if you're hunting him out the whole time. So even Jokic at times just physically dominate. It's so hard for me to watch Shea be the best player on the court and not physically dominate. It's just like, hopefully they call these fouls. I'm going to jump and then I'm going to fall when I land, and then hopefully they call it. And I'm like, when we think of elite sports, like that's not what people typically think of. Like the guy that's going to get the foul call. Technically it's a foul because he touched my arm while I was shooting, and that's 2 free throws. Like we don't usually think of that guy being the best in the league or the best in the world, right? So anyways, that was one part of it. And then I found did you guys see I know Facebook's a little bit weirder, so I'll see if I can find, I don't even know how Facebook works on the computer. It's so bad. Some of these apps, when you try to use them on computer, it's so bad. Yeah, this one. Like, what is that? Like, what was this? They called that foul on Harrison Barnes. Like, what do we do? This is what I mean. Like, y'all can't be, look at Cason Wallace, look at Alex Caruso playing with like 2 hands and physical the whole time. And then when you watch like Lou Dort run around a screen and just flail and flop and they call the foul, it's so hard for me to watch. It's so hard for me to watch. So I don't even necessarily have an issue with OKC flopping, right? I don't have a problem with just flopping. And I don't really have a problem with just playing physical, but it's that combination of like, I'm going to grab and foul. Isaiah Hartenstein is holding Wemby the whole time, and as he should. And I'm like, they've come in with a game plan. They're going to wear him down over 7 games, as you should. Holding him, grabbing him, like fighting for a spot, getting offensive rebounds, like battling. But then you see Wemby block Chet, And then Chet like flails and and falls down, and so they challenge it because they called a foul, and they were like, no, it really there was contact there, it is a foul, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like Wemby's making a play on the ball and hits the like blocks him, and then there's contact after, but then Isaiah Hartenstein is just holding, he's just sumo wrestling Wemby the whole time. He grabbed Stephon Castle's hair, just yanked his hair, and they didn't call anything. It's so hard to watch. And it's just exactly the reason people think the NBA is rigged, is just this sort of stuff. What are we doing? What is happening? Oh man. So anyways, what's y'all's think? What y'all think about the game? A lot of baldies to be a fan of. Kel versus Scar. Love Castle's game. Castle's very good, but he's got a lot to learn. Something about how they play irks me. Hartenstein should have fouled out. Yeah, first quarter. Crazy is that they are a good as team. Well, that's why it's frustrating. So Shea, I believe Shea is the best player in the world. Him or Jokic. I still believe he's the best player in the world. Jokic, best player in the world. One of them should have got MVP. Either one, I'd have been happy. I didn't care. So he doesn't need to do this is the problem. That's why I don't like it. He can be as good as he is without playing this way. So I don't even know if it benefits them that much. It only makes the aesthetic or the optics look more like bringing the referees into the game more, bringing the league into the game more is like the last thing we need, is the league having more control over which way games and calls and whatever goes. Like we need less of that. They sniff at the Thunder foul. Hair pull is wild. Yeah, it was insane. Watching the Nas internet beef, possibly. OKC is a great team. They remain difficult to beat even without the favorable calls. In the playoffs, the referees often allow OKC to play more physically while the other team, 100%. And again, I spoke about it yesterday with Iman Shumpert, talked about this on a podcast. Actually, it was maybe an ESPN segment, but he talked about if you're physical from the beginning, they'll allow you to be physical the whole game because you've set the tone for being physical. So I agree with what they do defensively, but then when you get people doing stuff like this, flopping and flailing, and then the refs call those, I'm like, no, you can't do both. Referees, don't try to guess what they're doing. Just you set the tone as well as a referee. Every time I see someone flail and throw their head back like this, I'm just going to not call it. We'll look at it later. Most annoying thing about OKC, still learning Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And honestly, it's a skill. There was a moment where Wemby flew into Shea's legs and Shea was anticipating the fall. He anticipated the contact, moved his legs to where and lifted his foot off the ground. So when he got hit, he would fall gently. And I'm like, that's a great skill to have. But he relies on it so much when he knows how to fall and into contact where he's also not getting hurt. And it's just like, every time you guys call a foul, you just make him go, oh yeah, I should keep doing this. What up, Jay Perk? Hate the narrative that LeBron is a flopper. Yeah, he definitely is, unfortunately, because in the normal season, in the regular season, he's a egregious flopper. But yeah, when it comes time to win games and in the playoffs, very rarely have we seen that. Their play style is hypocritical. Absolutely. Castle got to stop turning the damn ball over. And 100%, obviously without De'Aaron Fox, that hurts them a little bit, and their guard play needs to get better. And they definitely got to improve from that perspective. But at the same time, they're still in all these games because Wemby is just so good. And it's like they have the deck stacked against them. Game is hard to watch. Had the Spurs in 4, even if that sounds crazy. I thought it would be Spurs in about 5 or 6. But this is what makes me go, you know what? I can't call. I don't know what it will be. As a basketball, just sheerly looking at the basketball and me trying to make a prediction, it'd just be a guess. It'd just be a guess because the games change so much from just the way that it's officiated. If it was going to be officiated like game 1, I think the Spurs would win in 5. If it's going to be officiated like this, I don't think the Spurs win another game. Was still close. The Thunder better come on. I'm telling you, Wemby is something else. I don't think you should lose a challenge if it's the correct call. Such a dumb rule that went against the Spurs. I have my own thoughts about the challenges in the first place. Yeah, I think the challenge rule needs to be sorted out if the refs got it, like if you make a bad call and the other team like calls it out and then you go review it, yeah, you shouldn't lose a challenge. Or that should allow you to keep your challenge, maybe even if it's just at the end of the game. Like in the last 3 minutes or 4 minutes, if you were 100% on your challenges, you get a bonus one in the last 3 minutes, something like that. That's why my team practices no fouls, play through it. That's the best way to be, because you can always flop, but you can't create a habit of playing through the foul. And that's why, like, if you look at the Olympics, Shea was playing this exact same way in the Olympics, and FIBA basketball, they're not calling any of these. They don't get the same calls the NBA players get. They just don't be calling that stuff. And so Shea's flopping all over the floor in the Olympics, and the refs are just like, what are you doing? NBA is rigged to an extent. It's entertainment. Again, thank you for the King of Hoops. Thank you for the $2. I do agree. I have this conversation a lot. I'm not a person that thinks the NBA is rigged, as in like, because if you've ever officiated, right? If you've ever refereed, if you've ever played in a game, it's really hard to make an outcome happen specifically that you want to happen. It's almost impossible to do. But these players are so good that if you allow one team to play more physical than the other, the team that's allowed to get away with more is likely going to win the game, because their shots, both teams are going to shoot around the same percentage, like whatever. But you can have a huge impact on the game just by changing how the game is officiated. And that doesn't mean you're making a call because Shea needs one more point to get the over on the 28 points. You're not thinking that much stuff, but I think it is rigged to a point of, I do think it's rigged to the point of the league. I don't think they care who wins or loses. I think they do want it to go 7 games. I do think they want the most games. So if it looks like, and there's a lot of psychological like studies that go into referees too. And if you've ever been in those ref rooms, they talk about it. If you're in like a high school ref room and the foul count is 10-1 or something, and let's just say the team that's winning is winning by 20 points and it's 10-1, they'll be like, let's try to even out the fouls just so it doesn't look as bad on the scoreboard, 10-1. So there is a lot of that sort of stuff, I think, that goes on with referees and the league, that like, just by virtue of them being humans and trying to get specific outcomes, it actually impacts the game in a different way that they're not intending. So I do think it's rigged. I just don't think they're good at rigging it or good at scripting. Like, I don't think they're scripting anything, but I just think it's rigged to the point of there's so much money involved that the human emotion and those human moments and human decisions that have to be made definitely favor certain outcomes. Gold, Anish, how we doing? Is there a rule about doing flops, a technical foul? So who was that? Was that, it was a European, it might've been Ricky Rubio. I can't remember who said it, but they actually said that if you flop, you should get a red card, just like in soccer. And I thought that was a great idea. I think that's a great idea. Shea had a lot of off-ball movement this game doing so they played a lot of pin down screen at the block for Shea and getting him to catch on the elbow. He was far better playing off-ball. Spurs need Fox back. They do. What up, Amir? They want the Spurs and OKC to go 6 or 7 games for more revenue, plus it's the defending champ. Yeah, they know this is the finals. This is their finals. This is their championship. They would love to see this go 7 games. You stopped watching the NBA about 17 years ago? Whoa. That's a long time ago. I stopped watching probably 3 years ago and started watching far more any other basketball. WNBA. I started watching WNBA. I've always watched a little bit because my mom always had the WNBA on, or women's college basketball. So I always kept up with it. But now, if there's a WNBA game and an NBA game on, I'll watch the WNBA game almost regardless of who's playing. I'll just watch a WNBA game before I watch NBA. This is the first series that I've really been like, every game I'm going to watch of this series. And then watching that game last night made me just be like, you know what? if I happen to miss one, I miss one. It's so hard for me to watch. The NBA isn't rigged, it's just influenced. Yeah, that's probably a better way to say it, because rigged has a lot more negative connotations to it. Maybe they can review this later and the plays who flop get a tech for the next one. But the game's already over. You know, it doesn't really disincentivize you. If they get 3, they get a 1-game suspension. Yeah, maybe it does have to be something like that. Think you missed my super, but the NBA is definitely rigged. It's an entertainment. No, I got to it. I was sorry. I was reading all the comments, but thank you for that, King of Hoops. I think a lot of this is OKC hate. Is just propaganda. Not saying OKC doesn't flop, but it's for some reason not an issue with the other team. Well, so I hear that a lot, Gold. I hear a lot of people say that people just hate on OKC, but no, I think it's justified, because most of the people I hear about talk about it also complain when Luka does it. They also complain when LeBron does it. I think 80% of the fan base of, not of Oklahoma City Thunder fans, but 80% of basketball fan bases don't like flopping. I would say it's 80% don't like flopping. The 20% that don't mind it are the ones that, like, their favorite player benefits from it. So if you're a James Harden fan, you probably don't care about flopping because he's your favorite player and he utilizes it quite a bit, right? If you're a Giannis fan, you probably hate flopping because he never flops. If you're a Joel Embiid fan, you probably don't mind it. You have to show competence first to get rewarded for flopping, though. If like a mediocre, yeah, of course. Hold on, guys. Let's not misconstrue this. I don't think I've already said this. It's a skill and it's a talent, and it's something I had to learn. I had to learn this playing overseas because I wouldn't flop, and so I'd go to the basket, I'd jump up, they'd hit my arms, boom, boom, and I'd finish through contact or try to make a layup, and then I'd be like, "Ref, where's the foul?" And he's like, "Play on." And I'm like, what? Why are they never calling the fouls? So what I started doing was embellishing the contact. I think there's a difference between embellishing and flopping. So I started driving. I'd jump like this. As soon as the hit would happen, as soon as I hit my arm, hey, I'd throw my head back, hey. But I'm still playing. I'm still playing basketball. And I'd try to make the layup. But that's enough for them to be like, oh, there was contact there. I don't know how hard he hit him, but it looked like he hit him pretty hard. And I'd try to finish the layup. But what Shea is doing is like, did you see the one with the arm battle that wasn't in the clips we're watching? There's one where Shea's dribbling and him and Castle are playing the arm battle, the same arm battle we talk about every single day in the one-on-ones, the same arm battle I talk about all the time in the coaching breakdowns we do. He won the arm battle and he's got Castle behind him and he takes a dribble and just goes, and he just falls to the side and throws the ball at the basket. And I'm like, you had a dunk. Like, just go dunk it. What are we doing? So I think that's the difference. It's flopping is a skill, 100%, but like overly doing it is like ruining the game. Because then Castle, the next play, we saw this last year in the playoffs with OKC versus the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves were actually playing brilliant defense on Shea. They were playing amazing defense, and they would get to a point where Shea would drive and they'd put their hands back and they'd like move out of the way. And I'm like, I don't want to see the best player in the world defended like that. Don't touch him. Like, I don't want to see people have to move out of the way so they don't touch him. Like, there's a difference between, well, you did touch him, and it's like, yeah, but it's a contact sport. What up, Flood Vision? Flopping in football, soccer, as you guys call it, is a yellow card. Yeah, yellow card or red. Give them something. The refs continue to let OKC be physical. Wemby's going to tire out. Yeah, without De'Aaron Fox, if that's how they play and the refs allow it, then I don't know how the Spurs win. Ricky and Jose Calderon. What did Gilbert call Jose Calderon? He called him something. I can't remember what he called him, but he was like, man, he was so cold. The reffing in football is still bad because flopping is still rarely punished. It's not like a rigged league where the NBA decides which teams win, but it's rigged to a point. It's like a 1v1 game where one player's up 20. And yes, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I don't think it's scripted. I don't think it's rigged as in, oh, this game's going to go this way, this game's going to go this way. But I do feel like referees, officials, league owners, I think they do have conversations to try and get favorable outcomes. And I don't think it's outcomes based on teams winning. I think it's outcomes based on, again, the entertainment and what's going to be better for their overall league. Said that you're hiding a secret that would break the... When did Dev say that? Nas and Scoob versus Wemby. Chet stepping on Wemby's foot was so dirty. Yeah, I will say I didn't like that, but that stuff does happen. That stuff happens all the time. all the time. I remember if I ever had taped fingers, if I had like a jammed finger or a broken finger or whatever, and I had it taped, every time I'd be blocking out on the free throw, someone would grab my hand. They would like intentionally grab my hand and squeeze. That was just like an overseas thing. Like if they know you have a sore knee, like they're gonna post into your knee every chance they get. Like I don't like it, but that is a part of elite competition. Saw that Knicks comeback only through the condensed game. I didn't watch the game. I'm old. Me and my brother were talking about it yesterday, but if the Spurs managed to get past OKC, it's going to be hard for the Knicks to win the series. Yeah. Yeah. I think whoever wins this series is the clear favorites. It's not hate. It's justified when a lot of teams are complaining about it. The Vegas comeback. Cannot fathom how hard it is to be a ref, like all the things you have to keep in mind. Not saying, yeah, so that's the part that I don't like is like the referees get a lot of flack, but like if you're a referee in the NBA, like you probably are being told how to referee the game. Like not the game of basketball, but you're taught how to referee the NBA game. Like there's clear directives about what direction they want it to go and what they want to let go and all that sort of stuff. So they're not referees in the traditional sense of what we think of referees. They're like game managers. Game outcome orienters. Why would I dunk when I can just shoot 90% from the free throw line? That's a good point. So the ref's responsibility to fix it, that makes sense to me if refs... No, so like I just said, the referees are doing what they're told to do. So I don't think they don't have easy jobs. They don't have easy jobs, but it's a league problem. It's not like one ref can be like, you know what, I'm really going to clean things up here. Like if he just did what opposite of what the league wanted, like they just wouldn't put him on more games. So refs in the NBA have so much power compared to other leagues. They do, but not individually. It's obvious that OKC and the Spurs are the best teams in the league. That's really the finals in the West. Yeah, and I mean, it's been like that forever, right? Almost every like champion, almost every playoffs in history, can you go back to being like, the real championship was actually like 2 games before. Very rarely do you get the best team, the best 2 teams in the league. Are they very rarely East and West. And when it's typically because LeBron was in the East for so long, so he was always going to be there. And yeah, that whole myth about LeBron was only in the finals because he was in the East. I mean, look at the East now since he left. Like it's been a different team in the finals almost every year. So that almost strengthens the LeBron argument. Refs are game designers now, game balancers. WNBA reffing this season is a good example of refs being told how to call games. Man, the WNBA games this year, I don't know if you guys watch, but it's like some of those games, Brandon Stewart talked about it in that first game for the Liberty. It took like 2.5 hours. They're calling everything. Like they're calling every foul. It's so bad. The EuroLeague will be better than the NBA. Well, you better hope that the EuroLeague doesn't get bought out by the NBA by then. There's so much money involved that I feel like the NBA is eventually going to take over EuroLeague. It's so bad. They're already talking about doing that merger league. And all people have to do is see how much money comes in, and they'll be like, you know what? This isn't a bad idea. This isn't a bad model. Have I ever had a game in my career where the opposing defense played so dirty towards you that it led to a fight? I wouldn't say a fight because oftentimes it wouldn't lead to that. Usually, so especially overseas, I don't know if you guys watch a lot of EuroLeague or any other leagues you can talk about. If you're an import, that like they typically don't like imports. Archie talked about this in our podcast, in our interview we did. Overseas, they don't typically like imports. So they you just need to expect the referees are going to not give you calls. The players on the other team are going to play dirty. You're going to get hit more. And it's just something that happens. And every time you guys see a clip go viral from those other leagues about an import punching a ref or punching another player, yeah, that's why. It's because you get beat up on so much. Eventually, like you punch someone and get kicked out, then the other team is like, yeah, that's what we wanted. That's what we're trying to do. So yeah, that's happened a lot. I've had other teams play dirty, other players play dirty the whole time, but like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get under your skin and get you to, because it's not their best player. They're not putting their best player on you. They're putting some defender on you that they don't care if he gets ejected. So they just try to get under your skin and get you to throw a punch. Is the NBA a monopoly? Yeah, I mean 100%. That's why we don't have any other meaningful leagues in America, and it doesn't even operate by the same basketball rules that our other leagues do operate from. I don't know why I said that with that inflection. EuroLeague semifinals are tomorrow. Who you got? Who you got, Alvaros? You watching? I appreciate the content, coach. You've upgraded my spatial awareness and movement efficiency 5 times. What up, One Beast? Can I use that in my testimonials on my website? Kill mentality. Shout out, coach. Much appreciated. What's with the ominous stream title? Oh, because every time I start stream, people will jump in and be like, get to the video, coach. Like, coach, you got to do, coach, watch this game. Coach, just stop the talking and get to. So I was like, well, let's just talk. So now when they come in, they know, hey, we're going to talk for a little bit. We're going to chat before we get into some videos, and it'll be okay. You'll survive. I promise. You'll be all right. Not just any superstar in the NBA can manage to be a superstar in the EuroLeague. Yeah, that's true, but that goes both ways. That goes both ways. Not every superstar in the EuroLeague would be a superstar in the NBA. You know, it's just, they're different leagues. They're different leagues for a reason. Got to adjust. Valencia win it all. Do I watch EuroLeague? I used to when I was overseas, but since I've been back now with NBA, WNBA, freaking high school basketball, college basketball, EuroLeague is probably last on my totem pole. Not because I don't like it, it's just the timing and keeping up with it is tougher than the other ones. So I love EuroLeague. I just can't keep up with all the basketball, especially now that I'm doing the one-on-one stuff. Thank you again, King of Hoops, for the $2. Do you think Rob is going to leave TNC? You know, we really do have to have a conversation on some of these things. I'll get to the video, coach. What up, Tricky? Mike James, a part of a semifinal team. Wait, low-key smart, but get to the video. I was going to ask, are we just chatting? Do I think Rob is going to leave TNC? So I've been thinking a lot, right? You've seen a couple of videos I've posted where, and I'm starting to understand the thought process a little bit more of people. There's a huge fandom of people that are fans of TNC and they hate OTD, or they hate Ball is Life, or vice versa. They love OTD, Ball is Life, hate TNC. And I'm starting to understand it a little bit more. I do think there's a demographic difference. I don't know exactly what that difference is yet, but I do think there's a clear difference in just the people that prefer each platform. But at the same time, I think I said this in the past, and now I'm actually revisiting it. I do think, I know this is going to ruffle feathers, and the last time I said this, a lot of people didn't like it, but I do think TNC gears more towards entertainment, right? More like an NBA. This is a good example. OTD and Ball is Life. Well, more so OTD is more like EuroLeague, whereas TNC is more like NBA. And we saw that yesterday when I was breaking down the Boog and Zoe Summit game. Like the amount of people there, like top 10 game of all time. Like it was exciting and flashy and the crossovers and the explosiveness and blah. And then I was like, it wasn't top 10 for me. I didn't think it was that good. And when I say that good, I don't mean like it wasn't a good game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the entertainment aspect, but I'm a coach first. I'm a player first. The outcome I want is what is geared more towards winning, the winning outcome. Like that's what I'm focusing on more. And I think a lot of people that watch a lot of one-on-one basketball aren't geared towards that. They're like, I just want to see exciting basketball. So you gotta remember, exciting basketball and winning basketball aren't the same thing. So I think there's a fundamental difference in how some of these platforms operate. All right, this is all going to come back to the Rob thing. There's fundamental differences in the way the platforms operate. And it's not even necessarily the politics or personalities or how, like, I hate this person and I'm gonna wish on their downfall. I think it sometimes, like, a player is more of a traditional, like, winning mentality kind of player, and then there's more excitement, explosiveness, creativity type of players. And I think TNC is better for that type of player. And I think OTD, Ball is Life, is more about, like, what's your record? What's your resume? Right? Like, how many wins have you got? What have you done for me lately? So I think players are going to start moving in the directions that they vibe with better. So if Rob wants to be more of a, because he could be either one, right? Rob could be a player that he gets millions of views because he can shoot from half court and he just entertains. We see him go to China and play games to 100. Like, he can do that. Or we've seen him beat Zay, who is undefeated, and he can actually be he can be the best player in the scene. So I think what a lot of the issues right now is Rob is kind of probably trying to do both and probably doesn't know it. Like, I'm number one over here on TNC, but really that's more about, like, viral entertainment, like, I don't want to say it's like views, but it's more of like the entertainment style. And then, whereas if you go to OTD, people are like, I don't care how many crossovers you had. Did you win the game? So I do think there is a fundamental difference there. And I'm seeing that with my videos. I'm seeing it with a lot of comments, the way that I engage with a lot of the community. I'm starting to see that now. A lot of people are like, how did you not like this game? And I'm like, I guess that's the same as what I was talking about with the NBA. I don't like watching the NBA. I would never say the NBA is not entertaining. Of course it's entertaining, but that's almost the reason I don't like it. I like watching strategy, winning outcomes. Like, I like seeing that sort of stuff. But for entertainment, I don't really watch much basketball for that. But most people do. I also understand I'm in the minority. Most people do watch it for entertainment, and I also think that's okay. By the way, Rob isn't signed to TNC, so irrelevant question. I understood what they meant. F4 is this weekend in EuroLeague. What you think about that system? One game, no best of three. It's interesting. F4. I was like Formula F4, Formula One racing, and what is it? Final Four. That's what I played overseas. Your first round is one game, win or go home, and it wasn't 3 games until the finals. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I like it. It's me. I'm Rob. I'm leaving TNC. I just want to see good hoops in basketball. I don't care if it's TNC. And that's why I said the space is better when there's 3 different platforms, because actually now all the fans can watch all 3. You can, whatever, like, I can watch TNC and enjoy it. Now I can also watch OTD. I can also watch Ball is Life. That's the best of all 3 worlds, right? But I think the fans don't understand that there are 3 distinct different styles of basketball, and they think it has to just be one or the other. It's like, if you think that way, you're always going to be disappointed. You're always going to be upset because like they're different. They're different, and that's okay. It should be that way. And I hate you for that comparison, but yeah, that's how I feel about TNC. It's like a shiny toy to distract from the not great basketball. Because again, the Boog and Zoe game, if you said what was the entertainment factor of it, I'd put it at a 10. Like, undoubtedly it's a 10. What would I put it in the, like, overall, like, basketball, like fundamentals and efficiency and conversations of, like, what does this mean, and deeper thinking? Like, 6. Like, it just depends what you prefer. This guy said Rob goes more viral in team settings. Yeah. I'm not a fan. Again, thank you for the $2, King of Hoops. I'm not a fan of how TNC moves. Seems like no loyalty. Again, I've spoken about this a lot. We're not in those conversations. So there are a lot of situations where I agree with what you're saying. It seems that way, right? It feels that way. But as fans, we shouldn't make those judgments without being in the conversations. Instead, just wait and see. Wait and see outcomes. Wait and see common denominators. Like, I don't know. Without being in those conversations, I don't try to jump to conclusions. I actually enjoyed the Moon versus Keon game. Well, that's the one I said I enjoyed the most too, because there was like full-on strategy and game plan that we can discuss and dissect, you know. Pacers were the best team until Hallie got injured. Facts. When Frigga's playing, it's more competitive in TNC. Well, so I've spoken about this a lot. That's Frigga's superpower is like his brain is always focused on content to the point of like it doesn't distract from the way he can build his basketball game around content. It doesn't distract from it. He can do both. Most people can't. It's the same as like a player going overseas, and I was just talking about it. A lot of people that are really good over in America can't go overseas and adjust. It's a different thing. So that's where Frigga can do both. He can play competitively without losing like much. Oh, I'll just switch this part of my brain over. Oh, it's more content. I can switch my brain over. Most players can't. Most players just hoop the way they hoop, and that's it. Now, I said yesterday he's in his pros NBA player season. He not trying to play YouTubers. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, again, Nas going to do what Nas going to do, but I wish he played more YouTubers, obviously, but I'm not Nas. Do you think Rob is more winning or entitlement oriented? Well, he's probably never even had this conversation with somebody. He's probably never had that conversation. You know, a lot of these players don't think like on this level. Most of them just want to hoop. They want to hoop, feed their families, and be happy. Rob isn't signed to TNC. Neither is Keon. Neither is Moon. Neither is Reese. So the whole leaving TNC thing is odd because they could have been. No, but Underground, you understand what people mean when they say that, right? Then do you think Rob is more winning or NBA is unwatchable? Sometimes you're feeling cringy. Yeah, yesterday was rough. TNC 01 was a crucial point for the division. The villains dominated. They humiliated Frigga in front of his family, and Scoob defeated TNC. I didn't even watch TNC 01. I've just seen the games individually. Can you react to an Elliot and Tahad workout video for small guards by a YouTuber named Kai? Possibly. Tricky, don't do it. Get him out. Tricky, ban yourself real quick. Most businesses are not loyal. Yeah, we spoke about this the other day. I don't think it's again, when I say these things, for whatever reason, so many people that maybe it's people that don't watch my content. They hear me say one thing and they just lose their shit. But businesses don't become businesses because they're loyal, right? Like you do have to worry about the bottom line. You do have to make business decisions. You do have to move in a certain way that protects the company and investors and shareholders first, right? The employee unfortunately comes second. And anyone that's owned a business, anyone that's ran a business, like that is the case. Now, you can balance that, and you can also be a person that you will do more for your employees. You will go out of the way for the employees, but that does in turn probably hurt your business. But over the long term, that you can build a good positive culture where it actually benefits both people. So yeah, when we talk about these situations, it's not like most businesses move the same. How isn't TNC loyal when Kel was out for a whole year and still got paid? Yeah, I don't want to dive into this conversation because I don't think it's a fruitful conversation. You should feel bad for that. What 1v1 games would you even consider efficient? Well, for example, watching Scoob versus Nas versus Scoob. Watch Zay versus Lamar. Lamar wasn't playing efficient. Zay was. And like we saw what the outcome was. Watch Scoob versus Nas. Both were playing efficient. Watch Bruce games often, like defensively at least. Watch, the whole Judgment Day card, the more efficient player, the more professional winning player won all those games. And the one that was the most balanced was Keem versus Joseph Lewis. Like that was the most balanced game. They both played just an efficient game of basketball. And then it's like, shit, one person has to lose, but they're playing the right way. They're playing professionally. And this is just like every day this game could change back and forth. Joseph Lewis might win tomorrow. Keem might win the next day. It might go back and forth. And we're at that level where those guys are so good that it's who's making shots on the day. To me, that's what real basketball is. When you get to that level of competition where it's like, man, anyone might win this game. Whereas, watching Boog versus Zoe, watching that back, Zoe probably wins that game 9 out of 10 times. By the way he played, he just wins more of those. I'm down for the TNC slander, but saying they're making games not competitive is a lie. Yeah, I don't know who said that. If someone in the chat said that and you're arguing with them, great. But I didn't say they're not making games competitive. Coach Midrange, if you're being brutally honest, do you think TNC can be the biggest platform for the? Of course, of course they can. I have no idea which way this space will. I said it does this, right? I said it does this. Like they're gonna keep lapping each other back and forth. Chuck played on Blueprint. We'll probably watch that. I've been wanting to watch that game. Rob gives me mixed vibes. He definitely cares about winning or losing, but then he'll play while injured, so not sure what he wants. Yeah, and that's, again, most players are like that. It's very few players that have this space figured out and know exactly what they want for their careers, right? There's probably a handful. And Kel was hurt. In my opinion, it's easy to be loyal to someone that isn't doing anything, like in the public eye. He's just hurt, not because of some controversy or none. React to the trainer, Henan workouts. Do you have a video for me? Do you have a specific video for me? Yeah, that's why I like the Eugene versus Scoob game. And Scoob watched that game and said that game really helped him. Like that breakdown of that game really helped him add stuff to his game and stuff to work on because it was so competitive. They were both trying so hard to win that I could see the flaws that Scoob had in his game. You could see clearly where Eugene was better than Scoob, like doing the exact same stuff. So now you can go back and watch that game and be better. The Boog versus Zoe game, everyone's saying it's exciting, but it's like, okay, as a player now, what do you do to win that game? Well, what Boog needs to do is simplify his game, which makes that game less exciting. What Zoe needed to do is probably foul a couple more times, right? Which makes it less exciting. So those two things they're mutually exclusive. You can't be focused on being more entertaining and more exciting and be more about winning. You got to make a choice at some point. So that I'm not saying TNC isn't about winning. I'm just saying like at some point those conflict. At some point, like doing what's best for winning conflicts with what's exciting to watch. Nas's perspective on who he versus kind of heavily contrasts with why he's bothered with Austin Rivers not catch. Look, you're not going to hear me ever defend why Nas is choosing the route he's choosing. You'll never hear me defend that, but he's also pushed the space to where it is too. So TNC used to be highly competitive and physical, not as soft as people call them now. I don't like how nowadays everybody looks at TNC like that now. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. In context and with nuance, it's a good conversation. Most people don't want to have a good conversation. What's the video program for today? I wish I knew. Kutala, what up? I think Summit will make TNC more competitive like before. Yeah, so that's what I said in my video, right? If there's follow through, so the winning on Summit 1 matters for Summit 2 and then Summit 3, like that's a way to keep it competitive, right? That's a way to keep a log of like what's been happening, and winning matters. You win, you get more money and vice versa. But if Summit 2 is just a completely different thing, well, then it's just live events like people been doing, right? Boog can go play Tariq. That'd be a fun game to watch. You're getting a lot better at sidestepping a rage bait. I'm learning. 5 years, what can be the matchups, though, besides the new guys? The same guys might be playing each other over and over. Do you mean platform specifically, or you mean in general, Tricky? Boog already said he wouldn't play on OTD because he said he loyal, same thing Kel said. So you do understand what we're saying when we talk about leaving TNC, even though they're not signed, right? Like you underground, you did understand what we were saying. Want to see Keem and TNC Summit? Keem is probably one that would be really good for Summit. All those guys that are in the mid tier, that's a really good place for them to go get more games and more exposure and all that. Just Euro step the rage. I've been getting better. I've been practicing. Toronto, New Jersey, 3v3. We did. These breakdowns are golden. Henan workout YouTube channel, anything from there is good to react to. No, I need specific videos because in the past people would ask me to break down a trainer, and every time I'm always going to find something I don't like. So it always turned into just negative. I would just spiral into negativity. So if you have a specific video you want me to break down or specific questions, I'll do that, but I'm not going to just go comb through someone's entire life to find something I don't like. Who wants to watch that blowout? Things change as people in the business grows. What do you do to win that game? Just switch just switch the crowd. Truly more comp on OTD Ball is Life. I don't know how this is a combo. Saying we've seen Nas, Zay, Scoob play on TNC and every game was competitive, and we've seen yeah, I think those were probably a long time ago, right? Random videos. Let's do my 2v2 first. Not necessarily random videos, but I think we're talking to Dev in an hour. So I didn't know what I was going to do today. Pushing the scene forward by attracting the casual audience. And then still steps over and beats the number 2 player on a pay-per-view. So it's not like Nas isn't playing YouTubers. It's just not to our liking. It's not as much as we would like, right? Being selfish. Epic Athletics, thank you for the $10. What's good, coach? Any specific matchup you're looking forward to on the Battlegrounds? North Carolina card. So good timing. Like I said, we are talking to Dev in the lab in about an hour, and we're going to go through the entire we'll go through the entire event. So we'll talk about all those things then. But me personally, I even think Fombi DJO is going to be pretty cool. Obviously, Rob's 2v2 with Bijan will be pretty cool as well. Small guards don't come close to TNC, so there are different criteria for who is better players. Yeah, so remember what I was saying about the small guard category, though, Wayne? That's a different thing of its own, because small guard category isn't great basketball for the most part. I'd say Malik is probably the best when it comes to winning game. Like, Malik can play taller players are out of his weight class and have a chance, whereas most of the small guards can't, because it's not refined winning basketball. It's just exciting and fun. So I like, because Nesco technically is probably a small guard, Kel small guard, but it's like, well, we can't put him down there because it's not fair. And it's like, well, yeah, so we're doing the thing again, whereas it's like, is small guard about winning or is it about excitement and content? So I think the small guard category is like it's a weird one where you're trying to find that balance of, is it about winning or the excitement of is it about their actual height? Is it about their weight? Or is it about just like excitement, explosive, tough shot making? I think Boog said in Discord that he's signed to Lance platform, and Kel has been signed since I can't remember. He's probably the only person that's signed every year. He's got a lifetime deal. Chris Brickley. So anytime you guys ask me about trainers, there's going to be some stuff I like, some stuff I dislike, and most of the stuff I dislike is going to be what's publicly on social media. So it's going to be, I don't want to get into like, do I like this trainer or not? Because typically what's on social media, I don't rock with. Keem versus Tay would be amazing on Summit. That's the game. That's probably the game I'm most excited for. That's a possibility on the next Summit. Let's watch them lost tapes. I can't see Keem out of the top 10. My opinion is of the slightly biased. Okay. Is LP the Conor McGregor? Yeah, kind of. Coach with no hat. Yeah, sometimes if I've shaved, I'll just go with no hat. I usually, if you see me with a hat, it's typically because I didn't shave that day or the day before. Hidden workouts, big guard workout, or start finishing like Kyrie. Both are full workouts. All right, I'll have a look real quick, and then we'll get into some other stuff. Opinion on Jerome Randall. He is one of my favorite trainers / players. Oh, these are like, but again, these are like older videos too, right? Which ones did you ask? Finish like Kyrie. How to become a better scorer. How to become a better scorer. Yeah, again, these hidden workouts videos, it's like 2 years old. I think the ones you're asking for. So I'm probably not gonna. Again, I don't want to roast a trainer on something I did 2 years ago. You know, body slam MK. I feel the same way. But see that Kenny versus MK. Is it good? Chris Brickley is a classic workout guy. Yeah, and you know, we did that video yesterday about Danny Cooper, and it's most of those trainers they're just workout guys. I don't want to say just workout guys. Most of them are workout guys. They can find inventive new ways to, clever new ways to work out with the basketball. Why do people want you to watch MK so bad? Because I raged yesterday. They're rage baiting me. What are your thoughts on players from OTD and Ballers Life facing each other at the summit? I don't mind it. That's what I thought we were going to get. Like, if the platforms worked together, which was the direction I thought we were headed, those would be matchups that would make sense. Now it doesn't make sense. I don't even know why OTD Ballers Life would allow that to happen. I don't know. I need him to get rage baited. Yeah, exactly. I told you. LP versus Bijan considered a 50-50 game? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it still probably slightly favors LP, but it's a game that, like, either one of them could win. Might have to shave too. Dog being bald gives you unknown powers. No, they're known powers. They're known powers. No fitted. Full shine left. MK is kind of the worst part of 1v1. Yeah, I'd be okay if I never saw another MK video. I'm looking like a small guard while sitting down. Everybody says that. It's also because I put my camera up. So most people, if you want to know a trick for movie magic, most people have their cameras low and pointing up so I look taller, right? But not me. I'm not like most people. No, actually, I just prefer the camera being up there out of the way rather than having to move stuff around. And yeah, this is just the best place that it fits at my desk. What up, Crispies? Girls do that in photos. I know. I know. You try to take a photo. They're like, take this photo of me. And you're like, no, you have to move it down here. And take like 30. MK Kid makes is no good for the space. When Coach was sitting next to Davo in that video, makes Davo look like he's 5'2". I do remember when I did my first, because I was doing these types of videos and stuff before I got asked to do an event. And I remember when I got to the event, everyone was like, oh shit, you're like way taller than what you look like on camera. We can watch that video if you guys want to. We'll watch a video. Screw it. Lower angle makes them look more heroic. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I'll get more views. Maybe I'll get more views if I do that. Davo probably like 6 foot. How tall is Davo? 6'2"? Davo's like 6'1", 6'2", right? Was MK at the ball is like I don't know. I'm gonna ban that word from my stream, MK. But I don't want to, just in case someone's talking about Mortal Kombat. They'd accidentally get banned. We'll watch this and we'll watch Tricky's 2v2. What's up, gang? Hope you're doing well. We're going to watch this off the dribble. Lost Files. Keem and AB versus Zay and Lamar Peters. Somebody was like, yo, coach, like you were commentating in that. How old is that video? I'm like, man, I do not remember this game. I don't remember this game. Keem and AB versus Zay and LP. We may need to see Keem versus Lamar. Lost footage. Go like, go subscribe. All right.
Verse, I put this game together because this is like the new guys versus, you know what I mean, the vets. And I always want to give the underdogs a chance to make a name.
Bro, even those microphones. I don't even remember those microphones. I don't remember that background. Jeez. Yeah, this was crazy.
For themselves, this is one of those games that'll be that.
And Keem and AB played a really close game yesterday. So they're like pretty evenly matched. And we've seen Zay versus Keem.
Facts.
So we know like the talent level out there is like pretty even.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously Zay and Lamar are just a lot more experienced.
Agree.
He's been doing.
Oh, this is like a mid-range masterclass session with these guys.
This all weekend. Even when they're.
When was this game? So this game was. So I just said in the commentary that AB and Keem played the day before. So if you can find the Keem versus AB game, this was probably August or September. This is probably August or September last year.
Just like playing around in between games. He'll do that for like 10 minutes straight.
It's crazy.
Is that me there or Scotty? Yeah. I hate listening to myself, especially this was the very first time I ever commentated. So, ew, I hate listening to myself.
Like I said, all weekend. He's been doing all weekend.
So again, this is the first time I ever commentated, and I had already picked up just watching Zay, just like practicing and whatever, that was his go-to. And I'm not saying I have like a keen eye for that. I'm just saying if you go watch him in person, he's labbing that stuff out. He's working on that stuff so often. It's like, oh, that must be his superpower.
He got to guard Zay because he got a block on that the last game.
Yeah, he did. He played pretty good defense on him.
This was before Dom versus Zay, I'm fairly sure. That game isn't on YouTube?
Get him up.
Keem versus AB.
Call your own ball.
Keem versus AB has to be on YouTube, right? You know, guys like AB are the ones for me that are like perfect for the summit. Perfect. It's like a guy that is really good at basketball, hasn't really figured out 1v1 basketball yet. Like he's got wins and stuff. He's good. I just mean like he puts far more time into like 5-on-5 basketball, 3-on-3, like team basketball. The summit is perfect for guys like him. Like we need to find that type of player that's really good and just hasn't figured out the 1v1s yet and get as many games on the summit as possible.
I like more of that, Lavar. I think once he really starts getting into the mid-range and the layups.
That's a good midi.
That's nice. Kind of one of those shots that, like, if you don't block it when it's down there low, like it's too quick, too hard to do anything once it gets up.
Facts. 30. Neither.
Also, this was around the time somebody, I don't know which one of y'all in the comments said this. Okay, they were like, "Yo, Coach Midrange got lunch lady arms," and I was like, "All right, okay." You convinced me to drop a little weight, okay, get in a little bit better shape. So thank you, but fuck you.
Neither of them could go to 40 right now. I would have did like Kevin Garnett used to do.
Yep, give and go.
Shoot that.
Two-on-two is a weird dynamic compared to 3-on-3. It's kind of just like picking your spots of like what matchup do we want to go at.
100%.
And yeah, it's really just one-on-one with like a little bit more tactics, I guess.
I think AB and Keem, they haven't played with each other either. So like, they gotta really like talk and communicate and figure out how they're gonna play with each other.
I was just talking to some of the guys about that. Like, y'all just go out there and play and have no plan.
Yeah.
But then the teams that have played together, they're talking, communicating.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, once Keem gets to that mid-range and over his left shoulder, I don't know what you do. Like, look how well Zay contested that. And Keem don't even see that hand. That auntie arm. You know the food good. Did I spar with any of the guys? No, I didn't.
Yes, that's great.
Bro, he's tough.
He can play. He can go. He can go.
Keem is tough. I think he here to stay.
And one.
The A help you sell it.
Gotta get that yell.
Man, it was so hot in there too. It was boiling hot. I don't know how Davo and them would be wearing their beanies and hats and stuff. Oh my gosh.
I think that's a balance some of the guys got to learn too. How much good basketball? When's the time to go?
100%.
Unless you're Lamar, it's just always time to go. Good look, take it.
Longest
hit,
two of
AB.
all time.
Yeah, AB and Keem, it was like a really good game when they were going at each other.
Oh.
See, it's interesting watching now, even since this time, how much the 2v2s and 3v3s have evolved. No one's going for that transition three. No one's like sprinting out to take an easy three. They're all like resting, and then they're having to go one-on-one and create something.
Wow.
Sheesh.
That
I'm forcing him right, though. You letting the left-hand dude go left. Yeah, when he gets to a
he
left.
second-guesses himself going to the right.
100%.
He does.
I think it's hard to, as a defender, to remember when somebody's a lefty.
Was this one of the first times Keem was on the scene? Yeah, he had already played Zay. His first one-on-one was against Zay. And then this was probably, yeah, this was one of his first times. But then he played Greg, he played a couple people after.
Around that rim, bro.
Oh, he played AB. So AB was his second game. So yeah, this was his second game, and then this was like his first team game, I think, on the scene.
I can see why him and Zay is such a good game.
It was such a fun game to watch. Like, they don't get there the same way.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so they walk into it.
Yeah, and bro, I don't care how tired Lamar may be, you put a hand up. That man could shoot the ball, especially when he picks up his dribble. All right.
And we just saw last game, he rattled off the first 9 points of the game.
Yeah.
Quick.
Oh, sheesh. So again, so I want you guys, I don't know if you guys, like most of you guys watch and study a lot of Zay, but this is why I think Keem is so good and underrated. This bump, so you guys remember Tarandis that I had come out for the combine, and I was trying to tell him, I was like, hey, when you play against Zay, he's like really physical and whatever. He's like, yeah, but I'm strong. And I'm like, I know, but that bump is a little bit different. Remember when he bumped Jose and he bumped Tarandis and both of them like landed straight on their necks? This right here, this bump like usually sends people flying, but for Keem to time it and then be able to recover, like not many people doing that. And that's why everyone talked about Lamar. Lamar can take that bump as well. That's like an elite skill that a lot of people don't think about. Ooh. Golly.
Good contest,
Great
man.
contest.
That's a good contest.
No, this is a different AB.
Oh.
This AB, I'm pretty sure might also be from like DMV.
Yeah.
They let him get 2 bumps in. That was good.
Tarandis is overseas right now. He's in Australia playing pro ball.
I like this matchup.
Yeah. That might be a ones matchup we got to see. This might be a ones matchup.
I like this matchup. Brack and chat, man. This video is sponsored by Q.
Zay really play high percentage basketball. I'm telling you, he's so relentless at getting to his spots.
Games like this to like.
He is from DMV? Okay, I appreciate that.
When left hand Dom walks in the gym, you know he's in the gym.
Yeah,
You know he's gonna call for the ball. He knows like, hey, give me the ball. He knows how to like be involved. Keem doesn't really have that demeanor. He's happy to like fit in.
I agree. And these games make the other players be like, oh shit. So like later on, I respect you. You'll give Keem the ball a little more. I feel like he like earning his stripes right now.
No, I like it, Cheese. I like it. Y'all keep talking about my lunch lady arms. That motivates me. I'm going to the gym twice today. Screw it. Hey, I did say this, didn't I? I think sometimes you got to get bullied. Okay, not bullying is not always the worst thing in the world. There's a time and a place. Okay. I need to get back. I need to get in better shape. I appreciate it.
6'1", he'd be a problem. Kick out, good kick out.
Be patient. Live to fight.
He's giving you the shot.
Am I on a cut right now? No, I eat whatever I want whenever I want. That's the problem.
Giving him that shot. So I don't care if I'm shooting 40% from the three. It's wide open. Oh my God. Oh my God, he better not. Oh.
Hold on. So you know how I always talk about the double step back and why you shouldn't do it and why it works for James Harden, but it doesn't work for most people. Here's why it works for LP. He doesn't typically do it, but look how much he's moving his feet, and he can shoot it at any moment. Like right here, that could be a shot, and that ends up being the shot. So AB is also like guessing. But people that have to do the double step back to get their balance, you're actually just taking extra steps. So once someone realizes like, oh, that's what, every time you do the double step back, I can always recover, they can really like just go all out and beat you to that spot. So again, this is why I don't practice someone's moves without understanding why they work.
It's wide open.
Because that could have been a shot. That could have been a shot.
Oh my God.
That could have been a redrive. So look at AB. He's not sprinting all out. He's not sprinting because he's like, shit, I don't know. Is he driving? Is he stopping? Is he going? Is he shooting? Like he's still in this moment too. That's why the double step back works for James Harden. That's why it works for LP. That's why it works for certain people.
Oh my God, he better not. Oh. That was filthy.
He was open for the
That was good defense, man.
He wanted the three.
That was good defense, and he's still
added difficulty.
Oh my God, no. Okay.
I've not seen Lamar playing like this for a while. I like it. Wow, that's a great job. Great drive.
Hey, speaking of, man, I forgot all about this game, but Jesus, same thing. Both of these guys pushing the shit out of each other. Man, we might need to see that rematch at some point too.
That's probably the right call. Only because Zay was handsy up here.
Zay a hack. He looked over here at.
They both own that gym. Nah, he just rinsed it out. It's cross court.
He cared. He cared about winning. He cared about
He was playing 2K yesterday and he was acting the same way on the video game. He just want to win.
He want to win. And he not somebody who wants to win and won't do everything.
God, again, look, I'm telling you, this is different. And AB's not weak either. AB's a strong basketball player too. Watch him. He got completely took off his feet. All right, I'm telling you, it doesn't pick up very well on camera, but when you're there in person, or if you have to guard him, shit. Now it's just like a wide open little midi.
That's tough. He'll do everything he got to do to win. He'll get rebounds. He'll set screens and do whatever.
Can Zay move Nas like that? So that, again, yes, elite players can move each other like that, but it comes down to timing, anticipating, keeping them off balance. We've seen Nas do it multiple times to players that are bigger than him. But if they time it right, like Bruce guarded Nas and actually locked him up for a few possessions because he just timed it right and anticipated the right way and was bumping Nas off. So they can all bump each other out of the way when you get to that level. That's why I always talk about efficiency and knowing, like, keeping your game simple, because at the highest level, it is simple. It's just who's adjusting quicker, who's making more shots, who's like keeping it simple and being as efficient as possible. It's not about, oh, I can move this guy every time. It's like, no, sometimes I got to move him. Sometimes I got to spin off of the bump. Sometimes I got to just shoot my three. It's just about keeping them off balance as much as possible.
Oh, if Zay's hitting his threes, it's the long.
That's going down is scary.
Yeah.
He hit a game winner yesterday from three.
A crazy
and
one.
He was walking off before it even left his hands. I mean, Keem can't even be mad at that, right? Like,
remember how I always talk about, every time we watch Zay, every time we watch Nas, no one ever talks about them having elite handles just because it's not flashy. And again, this is what we talked about with the summit just recently. Everyone thinks I was hating on Boog, and no, I'm not. It's just different. This is an elite handle. I know that it's not as flashy, but watch his right hand. Zay's going to push off with his right hand. So he's pushing off at the same time that he's throwing the ball behind his back. And then he's switching hands and going straight into his gather without having to go find the ball, right? Like there's no wasted movements.
You can be mad at that, right? Like you've been doing the same thing.
Okay. It's like they have such a similar game. It's crazy. Ooh. The shot, AB.
Those are the transition threes that people got hunt out more in team games, and we are seeing it now. Good job.
Good shot, AB.
You said he needs to keep shooting it.
I mean, it's a wide open shot. You know what I'm saying? That's the best shot you can get in the gym.
He always wants to spin back. And that's the difference that AB doesn't have against LP and Zay and Keem yet. And this is why Summit would be good for guys like this. But LP's just like keeping that distance while still taking away the shot. And then when AB does try to bump, like LP just takes that bump and stays attached. Right? This is a great game for people that are trying to understand a little bit more about winning the bump and when you should time your bumps and like when it works, when it doesn't work.
I like how he tested it out and said, I don't got it.
Yep.
Hey.
Same thing here. Zay takes the bump this time, times it perfect, stays attached. So 0.5 seconds of freedom for Keem is just this little spin. So he like creates a little bit of space and then gets his hands free in the midi. God, these guys are so good, man. And this was last year. This was like 6 months ago.
Like, bro, it's crazy.
Whenever I watch them play against each other, I said I really liked Keem's game.
Saying, oh, that was a good shot. Workout, LP. See what he got. Good contest. That's a good contest. Hand up as high as you can get it.
Again, just not being able to win the bump and move people. Like Zay stayed with him, anticipated when the contact would happen. Boom. And then AB, played it off well, got to the free throw line, but he's not winning those bump battles with like Zay, Keem, LP.
It's kind of easy to call that ball. The ones we don't like is whenever they don't have an advantage and they're going like really wide. So I think that's an easy one to call.
AB hitting his free throws.
He won $1 million.
He won $1 million. He would have been up first
off the table. We'll start back at $1.
Hey, Ho, you got that bucket?
Man.
Oh, that's a big man move.
And I don't think he has that yet, but he's been working on that because Zay doesn't.
Yeah, this is one thing I was talking to Keem about adding to his game is these off-balance little off-timing shots that Zay does, and something he should add that's going to open up his mid-range game a lot. And now we see him do this stuff a lot more too. So even though he missed, it's like the right shot.
He has that yet, but he's been working on that because Zay doesn't.
Bro, 6 points, 7 points, great game. These are the games I love to see, especially when you got underdogs. It's like I said, no matter how this game goes, it's like, bro, you guys are going against two of the toughest.
Good hand.
And Drew Holiday.
Appreciate you, Flood.
Really good job of he gets his teammates back
100%.
into the game.
I think Lamar really tired. Zay got to take over.
And now So he's just crafty, man. So he doesn't move him here, and he stays attached. And right when he feels Keem about to bump him again, he sells the push. Hey, it's tough to guard, man.
You just can't guard it once he gets there. You just have to keep. Easier said than done, but like you cannot let him get to his right hand going full speed.
Guys, how long ago was this? How long ago was it? This was, like I said, 6 months ago or longer. This might have been this might have been 8 months ago. And I'm already saying, like, once he gets to a spot, you're cooked.
I think what
his game plan hasn't changed. He's just gotten better at it. And then he's added like a couple things around that, shooting higher percentage from three.
Has to happen way further.
100%.
And again, without a shot clock, like easier said than done. But
Yeah.
But they also went to 30 because I think all four of these guys played a lot of games this weekend. This is one of the last games of the weekend.
Troll King.
Which is why Davo commentating, because Dev had already left and I'd already commentated with a few players.
Do you ever have those teammates in? Oh, great job.
Good move.
Oh, good bucket.
You ever had those teammates in 5-on-5 that they're like, I need a sub, coach, but then they'll shoot it real quick? They're too tired to play defense, but they got one more shot in them.
I hate that shit.
Sub.
We got another good game. Oh! Hey, that's a big shot.
$1 million free throw contest. $1 million free throw contest, Davo.
They are free for a reason.
This was that weekend when everybody was missing free throws again.
I would say this, Lamar, when he's down, is just a different animal. Good block.
That sucks. That's
This is why I hate when I commentate and listen to myself, because I say the same shit. This was 8 months ago, and I still said the same shit.
sucks. Play good defense.
Yeah.
And give up over there.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And you let him just set that up.
Wipe his hands off.
Facts.
Does he want the game winner?
He always wants the game winner.
I apologize. It's all good. Not that bad. You always say, no, look. That's how we talk.
Oh, it's because he called him a bitch, but he was like, I remember this. This is where Davo's always been like, oh yeah, we don't use the B word over here. We're not calling each other that. So that's why LP apologizing, because after what he said when he shot it. Because DMV guys don't play that. So Bruce was like starting to get up, and it's like, hey, we don't do that stuff. He had to tell him like 3 or 4 times this weekend. It was pretty funny.
You always say, no, look. That's how we talk. Too bad, though. Apologize. Hey.
I love Lamar because I've been telling him he uses that bitch word a lot, and I'm like, hey, bro, we can't have that here. So he's let it slip. He apologized immediately, like, hey, bro, my fault.
Yeah, that was over.
That's all you can ask for in this shit, man.
Yeah. I will say it's gotten really heated this weekend, but literally after every game, everyone daps each other up.
Yeah, that's what I like. Here we have like a very good, like, I don't want to say family oriented, but like
Culture.
Yeah,
Culture is good.
like no matter what happens when the game ends, bro, we always together, bro. I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect each other too far, you know what I mean? And we get money, but man, great game. Final score 30-27, man. They should be proud how they tugged it out for that game, man. Good W, y'all. Let's go holler at the winners right quick.
Here with the 2-on-2 winners, Zay and Lamar. How'd you feel about that one?
Man, even if it's ugly, as long as we win, that's all that matters. Believe in Lamar, hit the 2 toughest shots of the game. So yeah, feel good.
Yeah, it was good competition. 2 of the newer faces. You guys are 2 of the more experienced ones. Did you know you was taking that game winner the whole time?
Nah. Really just backed up. I was tired. Ready to go home.
Good game. Went down to the wire just like the last couple, so we appreciate you guys. Enjoy it. Thanks for putting on the show.
Thank you, appreciate you, dog.
GG's. That was fun. I forgot all about that game. I forgot all about that one. Coach on outro interview. I think that was like my first one too. Like I said, this was like towards the end of the weekend. I was tired. Coach made LP and Zay look small. Hey, Coach, which bag work trainer would you recommend for my 9-year-old? Jerome Randall is very good. So Handle by Randall. Other than that, who's a good bag work trainer, guys? Who's a good bag work trainer? I'm trying to think. There are some. But yeah, Handle by Randall is really good. Other than that, just some former players, most likely. Ever think about entering an arm wrestling contest? My shoulder is probably not good enough for that. You think Keem is ready for Zay right now? I mean, he's already played him once. His first game on the scene, and it was a 3-point game, I'm pretty sure. Need more outro interviews with you so you can push agendas? Yeah, true. Thought that was a trick question. It might be, but I tried to give a real answer just in case. I told you, I don't get rage baited anymore into making fun of trainers. I just don't. I refuse. Tricky. Where's your 2v2? Oh, you sent it in Discord, didn't you? We'll watch it. Jeez. Relax. We'll get to it. Previously. That game was really good. That was I don't know why Davo probably got 30 games that haven't come out yet. Now that I think about it, I wonder how many videos he has that just he'd probably find one or two every other day. Recess and playground, older cousins, kids in the neighborhood. I didn't say anything, but you were thinking it. So, one of our friends of the show, Official Tricky, has been in here complaining for the last 3 hours, the last 3 days and 3 hours. Constant, nonstop bombardment about watching his 2v2. He will not shut up and chat about it, and he's been annoying everyone. Everyone's like, yeah, this guy keeps asking for this game. So go subscribe, Blacktop Battles. Remember, this is also the guy that created Yaxel Lindborg of Michigan, right? So same guy. Crazy to think. Go subscribe. Extremely personal 2v2 rematch got heated fast. Tricky versus BTB.
Next chapter for what? Oh, out of here. That's Davon. That's Davon.
They talking trash, weren't they?
Great game, man. Would you run this game back?
Oh, absolutely. I want it back tomorrow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Flannel. Yo, that's actually what I've been missing. I need to rock a flannel. I need to rock the flannel to the face-offs.
Back to the channel, and tonight we have a very special 2v2, the main event. We have the rematch between Shad and Davon and Lavar and Tricky. BTB got the dub last time. Shad and Davon, how y'all feeling today about part 2?
Good, man. Just scared to play again, bump again.
Ready to go, Davon, how we feeling?
Man, no talking. Let's hoop.
No talking, but today we got Hooflets representing Tricky and Lavar. My man TJ came down. We had
Bro, he has the shiniest shoes of all time. I don't know if my camera's in the way. These are the glossiest shoes. What are those? Oh, yeah, he hadn't taken these out of the wrapper yet. He hasn't taken them. They've still got the plastic around. Those are shiny.
No talking, but today we got Hooflets representing Tricky and Lavar. My man TJ came down. We had a great event so far. TJ, how you feeling about this 2v2?
I feel good, man. First time it was wasn't how it was supposed to go. So this time they're going to definitely put on.
Yes, sir. I believe it's going to be a great game. Lavar, how are you feeling about your reappearance today?
Better than last time.
Yes, sir. Ready to go. Tricky, my man, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling blessed. Let's play.
Let's go. We're doing 2s to 3s to 30, halftime 15. Shout out Hooflet, shout out BTB, and let's get into it.
Let's go.
Fix it real quick.
You know what they need to do? You know what would be a cool concept to watch in the 1v1 space?
Real quick.
if they had y'all play on these backboards, if y'all played on those backboards, it would be the longest game of all time. I don't know if you guys have ever played on those like side goal backboards. Not a good time. Not a good time.
Oh yeah, facts. It's the movie game.
Hey, God.
Oh, starting early. We gonna
Y'all got some bad blood? Y'all got some bad blood? What the? Bro, two free throws for Shea. Tricky with the block and then the follow through. Get that out of here.
Oh, starting early. We gonna see. Starting early. Hey, yo, take it.
Oh yeah. I see you, Tricky. I see you with the roll to the basket. That should have been a lob. That should have been a lob right away. That's a dunk. I see you though.
Yeah, everybody back over here. What's up? Who you like? Who you like? I got the mic right here for you to know who you like. Talk to me. Oh wow, you guys see?
Because I pointed that out one of the first videos I think I watched of you, the way you were rolling to the basket. I see you.
No more. Say no more. You gotta hold up. You gotta remember. Let me let you remember this real quick. Last time.
Oh God.
Let me let you remember this real quick.
You throwing that to Wemby. Bro, he's throwing that to Wemby. He caught that outside the back. What the fuck? Oh my gosh.
Hey, yo, talk to me. What you got to on the score prediction? Talk to me, boy! Oh, yeah, he talking heavy. Listen, it started like this last time, and they got the belt. Chill.
Oh, the roll again.
Chill.
I see you. You've been working on those rolls.
Oh, my brother, shit. Oh, my brother.
Yeah, he definitely got to work on his passing angles, but the idea, that's the right idea.
That's late as hell. That's late as hell.
So I don't know if y'all play together a lot, but one thing you got to get him to understand when he dribbles off of the pick and roll, the ball needs to like stick in his hands. So right here, the ball should stick in his hands off of this, and he should float as long as he can and then make this read. Like he's jumping to try and buy you time, but it's just another quick bounce instead of jumping to where he has to throw it. Just like the ball should just stick in his hands for as long as possible. He can read, and if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. But that, I mean, that's just like a basic. You can just throw that bounce pass whenever you get off this screen. So yeah, if y'all work together, if y'all do any, if y'all play together or practice together, just try and get him to understand that timing. Coming off the pick and roll, just have that ball stick in his hands. Don't need to leave his feet. Just take another bounce.
That's late as hell.
Who is he? Who is this? Yeah, like that. He might be all right. Like, see how he's like keeping the ball in his hands, seeing if that pocket pass is there. He decides not to. He probably could have got that there, but instead just keeps his dribble alive and now attacks. That was pretty good. He might be all right.
I don't hear shit over there. I don't hear shit over there. Fuck you up. Let's go, Shad.
The slow-mo. I like the slow-mo on the pass.
We good. Oh shit, I finally
What
heard
up, Justin?
What'd you say? Hold on.
He's seeking out a lot of tough twos. Are you allowed to shoot threes? Thought you were just a big man. Thought you had to play the 5. Didn't know you were allowed to also shoot. You should get him to set you some screens. Not even kidding. Like when you start with up here, like I mean, I've watched you play 5-on-5. You're a guard, but they always turn you into a post player in these settings. I would be like, nah, you screen for me. You screen for me. You get me a screen. Like this has been working, but I mean, y'all haven't got a lot of looks off of this. Just a lot of contested long 2s, right? Yeah, again, another long contested 2. So at some point, as a teammate, you got to take control and be like, all right, I've set freaking 7 screens, and you've shot 5 of them. You've shot contested long 2s. Maybe I'm the decision maker on these pick and rolls now. Might as well. Maybe you get to practice coming off pick and rolls, and then if you want to shoot it, you can shoot a tough long 2. You know what I mean? It's not like y'all are getting a lot of really good looks.
Showtime!
The block. Hey, I see
Here.
I like it. Straight line drive, win the bump. You again, a little bit like Zay, you can keep your dribble here. You can bump and keep your dribble. You can spin off that. You can do more things, but I do like this. You got your hands free. You got fouled. It's a right-handed shot. Like probably make those 6 out of 10 times. Not a bad look.
We in a gym. Uh-oh. A in the building. We in a gym.
Flat out 2 hands. That's a good job by him digging in, giving you a chance to get this block. Golly.
Oh my God, he double blocked that shit.
Did you get 2 blocks for that?
Shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, he might be all right, man. I don't know who this is, but he might be all right. He's just super calm and composed. The opposite of his teammate. Yeah, your straight line drives are really good.
That was tough. I like they made that one. That nigga barely got any buckets and he was talking. I'm gonna have to play him one-on-one.
Good look. Hey. You could time this a little better, but I like your angles, man. Everything's been inside the elbows, inside the blocks. Yeah, eat up that space. So when you jump into, so right here when you take that pound dribble, boom, pound dribble into that space, and he'll likely bump you, and then you'll land in your normal spot anyways. But because you didn't bump him, now he's just full speed, like flying into you and knocking you off balance. In a real game, that's a foul, but... So, yeah, in a real game, it's a foul, but you can see how thick these stripes are on this shirt. It's not an official shirt. That's not an official referee shirt. That's the one you get from a costume store. Wasn't Tricky on TNC at one point? Yeah, that was the first time. That was the first time I saw him play. It was a 2v2 with Day Day. Were you playing with Day Day?
I didn't get 3 points on the 3 and we only get 2.
No. 12, 13.
No, I'm watching the score.
I had
13, 12. Right score. We good.
Each side. Each side. BTB all the way. They need to start calling some fouls. I'm seeing a lot of contact on big man. They're not calling nothing though. So, hey,
That's definitely a fact, and I like that. Hey, yo, what you got to say for the game right now?
Sir, he lacking in push-ups. He's too soft.
God, yeah. I'm sorry. No offense. I don't know who your teammate is, but I've played with a lot of people like this too that think I can just catch anything you throw up there, or like What is that? All right, I'll be the decision maker on the pick and rolls now. All right, and nothing wrong with that. I'll be the decision maker. I'll throw it to you. You can shoot, whatever. But man, jeez, he just threw that. Just be throwing it anywhere. Damn.
Shy gonna kill him. Oh yeah, he definitely dog food.
Hey, yeah, good bump. Good bump. Yeah, your drives got a lot better, man. See, I told you this is a costume store.
Don't fucking get mad at me. I don't need to fucking be here. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, he said I don't need to fucking be here. I don't even refer. I work at the costume store, so I got this on a discount. I don't need to be here. Shit, he about to check up next. Golly. Lifting as well. Has that been helping?
Playing patient.
I'm trying to pace and then ability. You gotta see that mismatch fast. Like, you gotta see that mismatch soon.
But that's why I'm throwing it like that quick, because it's serious.
Space out. I got the whole one.
He's ball watching.
Stop talking to them.
No, I know. I shut up.
Bro, and then he's seen some shit too. You can just tell there's some people that have seen some shit and they're like, he might have been in the army or something. He might have been in the army before. He's seen some shit. Like when someone look at you like that through your soul, I don't fuck with this guy. I'm just saying if I'm playing and he says foul, I'm like, yes, sir. You're absolutely right, sir. Of course. I actually fouled twice. Good call, sir. Not arguing with him.
That's what I was like.
Bro, because when he threw the last one, he was like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't even want to. If you catch it,
Just gotta lock in and play ball.
Gotta lock in.
Coach Dev joining next year. Said he gets home at 1:45, so we'll see.
Okay. Second half on the
there you go.
Second half on the way.
Good straight line drive. Obviously, there's two people here, but the same scenario. G-Ski, thanks for subscribing. But same scenario here. You still had this jump stop where you eat up space. So that's something. I don't know if you've seen the ball handling footwork stuff I did on Patreon, where I just showed all the different types of finishes you could do. But your straight lines are really good. Now you just need to work on like the scenario when it happens, that jump stop to the basket. And again, most times when you're jumping to the basket, you'll bump them, and then it's going to put you right back in your spot. But now you've created some separation where you can just elevate. So I think focusing on that pound dribble and jump at the same time, I think that's something you can add in. And that's probably 2 more buckets so far this game.
Second half on the way. Okay. Second half on the way. Get me on the camera. Ha! Damn! Hey, yo, Ruff. How you
Honestly, I prefer him doing this than pick and roll. I'm not even kidding. I think you should attack, and if you ain't got nothing, you kick it out, let him go to work. I've had teammates like this. Like, he seems like he can score, but he doesn't know what a good shot is or a bad shot. So it's like, let me try to get a good one first, and if I can't get a good one, go to work. Have fun. And nothing wrong with it. Oh, sheesh. Good move. Yeah, honestly, some of my best teammates and some of my worst teammates play like this guy does. He has ultimate confidence in just making whatever shot, but it's about now if they're your teammate, okay, how can I use that as a tool, as a weapon? So if I think he's got ultimate belief in his shot, I'm going to try to get an easy one or a more efficient one. He's probably not going to learn what an efficient shot is, and it would probably change his game for the worse. But it's like, let me try to get an efficient one. And then if we don't get an efficient one, like, go to work. He might hit it. He might not. Might bail you out and score 3-4 in a row, So Yeah, this dude pretty solid. This dude pretty solid. But look.
Hold up. Get on the camera.
Did you get that dance from the Patreon too? Was I doing that?
Hold up. Get on the camera. What you gotta say?
That is good.
That's my dog.
Nah, we good, Sean.
You notice they went over to the other ref this time. They're only arguing with him. They're not arguing with him over here anymore. They learned their lesson.
Appreciate you, dog. Hey, hold up. We over here with you now. Yo, first half was fucking electric. Second half, y'all came out and y'all going crazy. What you guys say? Is it over, yes or no?
This shit OVER.
Yeah. What they said here.
Who flicks BTA?
Okay, that's all I like.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he got no conscience. He got no conscience.
Shots up. Good. Wow.
But none of these guys can shoot over. They're not used to playing against athletes because every time you're even in their vicinity, they just like just fling the ball up there. Yeah, he was always shooting that. He was always shooting that.
They tough. They ain't come to play. They definitely come to play. My man's ain't
Yeah, they're not used to playing. They're not used to playing against an athlete. You could tell.
I can't wait to watch my one-on-one because I ain't getting neither. Still undefeated. Jersey. Let's go.
Defense.
Dickhead. Let's go. Yeah. That's why your energy, cuz.
We still doing Rage Bait Friday? Yeah, of course. Of course. Feel free to come argue on Fridays. Every Friday. A little bump. He got no conscience. I love it. I love it though. I told you, some of my best teammates play like this. Some of my best and some of my worst. But like I always said this, right? So I had other teammates that were just non-factors, but they would always get mad at this teammate. They would always get mad at him. Oh, he just shoots the ball. He just does this. And I'm like, man, at least when I play with him, like I know what he's going to do. If I know if I kick it out, he's going to shoot it. So half of y'all kick the ball out and y'all like shot fake and dribble, and then you just throw it back to me. I'm like, what? Pause. You just pass the ball back. And I'm like, I kicked it out for a reason. Shoot the damn ball.
Nothing. That shit don't mean nothing, man. You know what the fuck is going on?
Bro, he shot twice in one possession. He shot twice in 3 seconds. At least I know what he's going to do. I never have to second guess if he's going to shoot it or not. He ain't going to turn down a shot. But we're going to call it a lob. We'll call this a lob here. It's crazy that his best lob was a shot. His best lob all day was a shot attempt. Oh, they must have had a bet on the game. They must have had a bet on the game over here because watch her. She's talking so much shit to him after this. They must have had a bet on the game. Loser makes dinner.
This next chapter, nigga! Come on!
Next chapter, money line.
Hold up. Hey, yo. Hold up. Listen, post-game
Is this the dude I watched play against Tyler? Did he play against Tyler?
you. The energy was electric the whole time. It was crazy. I love it. Shout out them. But I just want to hear what they guys say after coming back and winning.
Hey, man. All glory to God. Excuse my language earlier, but I had to prove something.
What I say last time? I said I was going to come back.
Bro, he won't even let you talk in the microphone. He won't even let you talk. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. I absolutely love this. I love this.
Excuse my language earlier, but I had to prove something.
What I say last time? I
Give
said
me
I was
that
going
mic.
to come back in shape, and look what fuck happened. Look at y'all talking about.
And they popped it. I give it to them. They popped it. Yo, shout out BTB. And listen, we going up, and that's the only way. Let's get it.
That was a good game, man. Well done, Tricky. Well done. Next chapter money line. Great game. That was pretty fun. A character man. Oh yeah, we got to see more. We got to see more of his games. All right, so we got about 20 minutes before Dev wants to chat. So I'm probably gonna have to exit out of this stream anyways, and then start up a new stream. But we'll stay on here for a few minutes. Hooping Central, thanks for subscribing. Want to see him versus Pat? That'd be a fun game. So now it's what to do on those straight line drives. Yeah, it's just repping it out. So that last game you just watched of AB and Zay and Keem, that's probably a good one to watch, to just see what they do with their straight line drives. Watch what Zay does. And also, so again, one thing I've been trying to find wording for that a lot of coaches or skills trainers or people miss online. And what I've been using this term a lot. So you guys are going to hear this a lot over the next couple months, but I call it ordering the chaos. Order the chaos. So you don't need to be able to full speed left and right the same all the time. If you're 2-on-2 unlimited dribbles, you can go to the side of the floor you want to go to. You can use your setup move and get going the direction you want to go to. So Zay, for whatever reason, he always ends up going to the right, and he's playing against players defensively that keep forgetting, right? They keep forgetting. So it's like, with Zay, he knows like, well, I need to rep out my right hand way more because I can get to that more often than not. Now you will play some players that are really good defensive players. And now you do have to have another answer for those guys. You do need to be able to drive left as well. You need to be able to do other stuff. But most of the players you play against, you'll be able to go to your strength 80% of the game. So yeah, trying to decide what side of the floor you like to drive from, find out what situation those bumps are happening from, and just rep that out. Whatever's happening the most, like you can make that situation happen over and over. So yeah, your straight line drives look way better. Now it's just the jump stop or picking up off of one foot, like your outside foot, and jumping into them, and it will set you to the backboard. But yeah, stuff like that. Left for a bit and Tricky's crashing out. He punched a wall. I don't know if you saw that part. You have to go back and watch it whenever I post the video, but he punched a wall. He put a hole in the wall. It's crazy. Nasvid, please. We only got 20 minutes. I don't know if we have time. Both at their best. Who's better, Tay or Keem? It's going to be controversial. I think probably Keem, because Tay's best is still very volatile. Whenever you do get to that higher level, when you're playing like better players, the more volatile you are, the more it hurts you. You need to have a consistent move you can go to. You need to have a consistent thing to be able to get buckets whenever it gets tough. And I don't think Tay has that. So Tay's volatile. He might hit a three and then hit a pull-up jump shot and then get to the bucket and then hit another three, and he's got like 15 points now. That might happen. Or he might not make a three and now he doesn't get to go downhill. Now he misses his jump shot and he stays at 0 while the other guy has 15. So that's not a very good formula for competing like at high levels for over an extended period of time. So for that reason alone, skill-wise, Tay is still up there skill-wise. Tay is still one of the best players skill-wise, but it's just Now, what we were just talking about, ordering the chaos, he's so chaotic. He just needs to figure out, like, hold on, how do I order that chaos into something more sustainable? Nas on Poe Island tomorrow with Reese. So they're not doing it at Blueprint League. He punched a wall. He put a hole in the wall. Knicks versus Cavs. I mean, the Cavs had their chance yesterday, day before yesterday, so probably the Knicks. Probably the Knicks. I don't have a lot of faith in James Harden. I wonder what Yaxel went through. Dog just chilling in the back. Always. Always. One of them. I don't know. The other one's probably on my bed. Nothing wrong with cursing. Nothing wrong with cursing. I didn't used to curse at all. I didn't used to swear at all for like probably till I was like 17, 18. I was like, nope, I just don't do that. And then I don't know what happened. It was about the time where it was the time that I flipped that switch in my head about being like an aggressive player. It also made me an aggressive person. And then I just was like, screw it. Is that like the 80-20 rule? Yeah. But it's also like one thing I've learned and one thing I've been trying to explain to people is I'm going to use this name. I don't mean this in a bad way. I actually think Micah Lancaster is like the best, one of the best of the people that get into the weeds about footwork and all this sort of stuff, right? What he does is really good. But most players, even elite players, don't need to know all that detail. There's so much of the game you don't need to focus on. Whereas if you can focus on a few things and master those, that's going to serve you. That's going to serve you well. You don't need to know everything. So if I'm a really good shooter, it's kind of like the no dip 3 that people have been teaching. If I'm a really good shooter and I can make 8 out of 10 threes wide open, I don't need to also work on no dip threes. I need to instead work on how do I get more open threes. I don't need to work on shooting quicker or crazier threes. I need to work on how do I get more open threes so I can shoot the 80% three. How do I get more of those? So I think that's the big disconnect a lot of people miss when they're thinking of elite sports or elite players. There's that disconnection. It's like if you've never been in that position, you've never been an elite player, you don't know how their brains work. You think the math problem, you think it's calculus, you think it's trigonometry, and it's like, no, it's the most simple. It's 2 + 2. Keep it simple. If you're a really good shooter, how do we get more open shots? If you're really good at driving to the basket, how do we get that situation where you get to drive to the basket more? Same thing about in a 5-on-5 game. I'm not typically teaching players how to break down their player because you're going to have your matchup against you, right? If you're the best scorer, you're going to have the best defender on you. So actually focusing on how to beat that best defender is not a good use of your time. The best use of your time is like, well, how do I get that best defender off of me? How do I get a switch? How do I get to a spot where the best defender is now in a worse position to guard me? That's actually how you score more. It's not the one-on-one battle. I only need to score once or twice against that guy. Most of my scores are going to be against getting closeouts or setting screens and getting someone else open, doing stuff, transition, doing things like that. You need to spend very little time how to cross really good defenders and go to work. Life happened, basically. Should I teach the Hartenstein arm grab to my players? Oddly enough, yes. Oddly enough, yeah. A lot of what Hartenstein does is really good until, yeah, when you're playing Wemby, you also have to grab. So just pushing and being physical isn't enough. You also have to grab his jersey and grab his arm because he's 8'12". So, but most of what Hartenstein does is like very good for players to learn. Maybe not the hair pull. Yeah. The Dort hair pull. No, that was Stephon Castle. He pulled Stephon Castle's hair. All right. So I'm supposed to be, I hate to do this because I do this a lot. I just crush my viewership every time I do this. But I think what I'm going to do reminds me of the quiet eye. Bad players see everything and get overstimulated. Great players hone in on the exact info needed to execute the thing. Yeah, 100%. It's just, and also I've been having this conversation a lot too. I hate how people say there's no such thing as muscle memory, because again, we know this from teaching other skills like fighting games and just little micro skills, things like that. If you can teach people certain movements that they can start doing without thinking, now they can think about other stuff. They don't have to think about the movement like on fighting games. It's the same thing in sports. If I can teach you some fundamentals, if I can teach you how to make open shots, now when that situation happens, you know how to shoot that with high percentage. You're not overthinking. But most people try to develop how to make a crazy right-handed shot, crazy left-handed shot, how to make a fadeaway, how to make a floater, you practice all of these things, and now you get that kick out and you're wide open, and like 5 things go through your brain. Wait, is this a right-hand shot, a left-hand shot, a floater? Is this a fadeaway? What do I do? So this is a thing that I do think a lot of skills trainers and a lot of online coaches miss. They don't understand, like, no, order the chaos. This guy is a shooter. He makes open shots at a high percentage. Let's just teach him how to get more shots, open shots. Then we can add one more skill. What's a good skill that plays off of open shots? Now we can give him one more option. You really only have to think of those 2 things when you're playing now. You don't need to think of 12. You're going to score most of your points off just those 2 things. And then the other scores, fast breaks and offensive rebounds and all that stuff, that stuff's going to take care of itself. I thought Dort pulled the hair. No, it was Hartenstein. Well, it might have been. I mean, Castle's hair is pretty wild. It might have been multiple people. Who the hell says there's no such thing as muscle memory? That's a Devontae Howard. Thank you for subscribing. That's a big thing that's going on now. That's a big thing that's going on now in the CLA versus. Hey, DJ Sackman, by the way, finally catching on. DJ Sackman, I saw this today. Let me try to find it. Yeah, I saw this post. Today, and I was like, you know what? Finally, DJ Sackman finally is getting on the train. We're getting more trainers. Maybe I started a trend of people calling stuff out, okay? But now every trainer is going to be like, ooh, I got to be like Coach Midrange and call stuff out because that's what's popular now. But hey, we'll take it. But this is DJ Sackman, basketball trainers, the CLA basketball trainer trend. Sorry, I'm late. Help me understand. Constraints and small-sided games are being talked about like they're some revolutionary way to teach. This is literally the most simple form of coaching, actually like the most basic to its core. Who doesn't do this? Another constraint can only take a player so far. If they have mechanical issues, another small-sided game or constraint is almost never going to fix the issue. Best coaches fuse. I don't know if he has I don't know if he's deep dived. It sounds like he hasn't into CLA ecological dynamics like I have, but yeah, he talks about basically what I was getting at is the trends, right? There's always these trends of what to teach and what to focus on and whatever. Coleman Ayers obviously commented on this and kind of goes into what I was saying. He talks like not just hearing about CLA and just knowing briefly on the surface what it isn't good enough, right? Coleman states here, like, you got to do more research. Like he agrees with him, but still disagrees and says, like, I dove into it more. You got to learn more. And that's why I disagree. I'm like, I think that's the worst part about CLA is like, you have to dive in and learn more. It's just a framework that's not been proven. So you have to suspend a little disbelief if you're going to start reading into the stuff a little bit more. It's not, he talks about using science-based and research-based studies, but DJ Sackman said it too. There's still no long-term research that's really been done in the field. So I thought this was an interesting thing, but Drew Hanlon gets in on it. CLA is a fancy term for what good coaches, trainers have been doing for years. Game-like drills that incorporate decision-making. People have just packaged it with a bow so they can sell it as new. And then Peter Danielev, MJ Hoops Training, Dev in the Lab. Like, this really blew up. And I'm like, man, everyone's commenting on this. Everyone's talking about this. And I'm like, transforming basketball, B-Ball 101 pod. Yeah, Peter Danilev, like that. So many Henin workouts. Everyone jumped on this. Bryce Stanhope. So yeah, it's getting the conversation is happening. The conversation is happening. But the reason we brought this up, someone was asking about muscle memory. I'm hearing a lot of this in this discourse too, where people are like, "There's no such thing as muscle memory. You're actually perceiving your environment and acting accordingly based on the." I don't know. It goes into this whole deep thing. It's like we don't need to know where the memory is actually stored. We just know that it happens, and that's the part that I think a lot of people miss. What should I train to build a finishing bag? Full speed right, full speed left. I do have a video on that on my main channel. One of the most memorable rage baits. I'm easily rage baited. What's CLA? I've heard you talk about it, but never heard of it before. If you don't know what it is now, you will hear about it. I'm doing a big video on it, but constraint led approach. It's just a different style of coaching. I forget Dev's a trainer. Shout out from Brazil. Here we are again. What up, Oxito? Perceiving the environment. Sounds like the visual systems. Yeah, like who's the coach? Who's the coach? I forgot. B-ball biomechanics or what? Basketball biomechanics. Yeah, he definitely takes this approach. Can't even properly quote the number. So again, the issue is, the problem is, and this is why I hate this. This is why I'm doing a big video on it, because I've even said this. I've been to some constraint-led approach, ecological dynamic clinics 10, 15 years ago, and it changed the way that I think about coaching. It added a lot of stuff, a lot of tools to my coaching repertoire. It put a lot of words to questions I had about coaching. But it wasn't like a unified theory. It wasn't like a full-on like, oh, I'm a CLA coach now. It was just like, oh, here's some things I've been having problems with. Now here's some tools to solve those problems. It just expanded my tool belt as a coach. But some people, I don't know what it is. Some people have to have like it's like they've spent so much time researching the CLA and ecological dynamics that they have to defend it. Kind of like what I talk about with the platform wars, right? If you've grown up watching TNC and they've been your favorite for 3 years, and now other platforms have come along and are doing well, you probably feel a type of way like, I just invested so much time into one platform. These other ones can't do well because now I thought they were the best, and now if another platform does well, then it's like it like means more to people than what it is actually happening. It's like, whoa, hold on, it's not that big of a deal. You don't have to be attached to this as your identity. CLA has become a lot of coaches' identity. It has become a lot of people's business models. It has become a lot of people's religion. And that's the problem with it. When it doesn't explain something, or when it doesn't have an answer for something, people will use these big words or use these other that will go into the depths of the thesaurus to try and find new words, invent new words to like why a situation has happened, where sometimes you can just go, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'll go try to figure it out though. Biomechanics. You ever broke down dev coaching training? No, I haven't seen. I don't think I've ever seen dev coaching other than like that 10,000 hours. Is that what it was? Decent full speed left and full speed right, but I don't know how to continue. It's a lot to get into in just like a simple comment, but like I said, on my main channel, I have an entire video about finishing and improving. Turned it into a religion, maybe. Yeah, it's very cultish. It's very cult-like. I hate saying that, but it's true. And I know Baby Durant is going to hate me for saying this. It is almost the sole reason why I even struggle now watching the Portland Fire. It's like, why I was watching the game yesterday, them playing the Fever, and it's like every time that they bring up the Portland Fire, they're like, they're just developing a system and the players are still buying into the system. And that's why, this isn't working, and, it's going to take time. And that's what happens with a new system. And it's the system, and it's the research based and analysis. And I'm like, hold on. Brother, every team has a system. Every team has a system. Every new team. The Valkyries had a system last year and had to have player buy-in, and they did really well their first season. Whenever the Portland Fire were winning, when they were winning their game the other day, they're like, see, it's because this new system that's been put in and it's taking the league by storm. But then they lost by 20 yesterday to the Fever without Caitlin Clark, and it's like, oh, it's just going to take a lot of time because the system that is being put in. I'm like, it's just stop. The whole Portland Fire's identity is not constraints-led approach. Alex Sarama's identity is not constraints-led approach. But all you ever hear about from Portland Fire is a constraints-led approach and how they're doing things new and different. And then Alex Sarama the other day, they interviewed him. I'm like, oh, post-game interview, like, this will be interesting. And he's talking about making his players shoot in socks. He was like, yeah, hey, coach, we saw you having your players shoot in socks the other day. What's that about? He's like, the research shows that improve, players, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, my guy, these are already the elite of the elite athletes. They're already the best in the world. Yes, having them shoot with socks can probably improve something somewhere. But like the fact that it's like are we doing another advertisement, Alex? Are we doing another advertisement again for constraints-led? Like, just do what you do. That's fine. Just do what you do. But at some point, basketball is just basketball, right? Sometimes the sport is the sport. Sometimes you're not bigger than the program, right? It's not a new theory that's going to come through and sweep the universe. Anyways, that's my little rant for the day. I already banished you to the shadow realm. I know. Why can't basketball just be basketball? Exactly. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you can add your flavor onto it too, but sometimes the thing is the thing. No one on stream is hearing this. You're muted. Yeah, they'll spam this new system, and I'm like, every team has a system. Every team has a system. I promise you. But the thing is, there are systems that are tried and true. And so you should just you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes you can just see what's already working and just do that and then add your flavor onto it. And you can improve on a system. But I think when you're always trying to prove a point, when you're always trying to make it like this is new and different, you kind of hold yourself back. You kind of hold yourself back a little bit. Shooting in socks, that's the method. It's hilarious listening to commentators try to explain the fire. But again, because they don't know. They don't understand, and this is where I wish Alex Sarama had a little bit more pushback. This is where I wish some of the CLA ecological dynamics had some more pushback of doing shooting in socks. I'll say this. One of the best things that CLA does is I saw this when I was helping with the Australian national team. So these are some of the best players in the world, in the entire world, were training and preparing for elite competition. So FIBA, like the World Games. So I'm helping with some of these sessions, right? I'm getting to coach the best of the best. I'm getting to coach with some of the best coaches in the world. And it's so funny that when they start practice, one of the things they started off with is a warm-up. So instead of doing static stretching like we used to do 30 years ago, sit in a circle and everyone reach their toes. The way we started off practice was they were like, all right, grab a partner. All right, so the game is you're standing across from your partner. They're like, we're playing knee slaps, okay? You got to try to slap the other person's knee. And if you do, you get a point. But if they slap your knee, they get a point. We're going to go for 20 seconds. Whoever has the most points wins. And I'm watching these adults. Some of these dudes are older than me because they've been playing forever. Some of these guys are older than me. These are pros. They played in the NBA. Some of them just played on the national team or they've played in the NBL. These are the highest level athletes in the world. And they're starting off their practice with knee slaps. And they're laughing, having a good time. But it's like a dynamic warm-up. It's fun. And it's something I never thought when I was younger, that's a legit thing to do. But they would start their practice off that way. They're laughing, they're communicating. All right, switch, go in a different group. And now you got to grab a different partner. So you're doing your warm-up with different group, you're building the social connections of your team. We're having some fun, we're laughing, team chemistry, +5. It would be 5 minutes of that sort of stuff to get loose and warmed up. But that practice at some point was boring. It did get boring at some point, right? There was times when it's all right, look at the whiteboard. Look at here's some game film where we were doing, this is our pick and roll coverages and they weren't good. We're going to have to go over this in practice. Like now we're going through it in practice. We're speaking it out. Nope, that wasn't perfect. Your footwork needs to be this. Yeah, you're getting too high and he's splitting the screen, or you need to turn this way. When it's this player though, we're icing and we're going this direction. And it was very boring. Some of it was boring block training. Some of it was fun dynamic stuff. But at no point did a coach go, this is a new system that's going to take over the world. Now we're going to play in socks. Okay, now we're going to do this. Now we're going to play with the pool noodle. You know, like Alex Ramos was doing. Now we're going to do, it's like, it doesn't always have to be over the top and outrageous. Add some things in. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes you try new stuff. But at the end of the day, the elite of the elite, the best players in the world, there is some direct instruction where the coach is just talking and then telling these players how to apply it. Then there's some very boring mic and drill. They're doing the mic and drill, the most boring. You know, Peter Danielov said this is a waste of time and no one should ever do this drill. I'm watching the best players in the world do this drill with no complaints, and there's a reason for it. As long as the why is there, as long as the reasoning is there, they're not doing it for 2 hours. I'm watching them do 3-man weave. I'm watching them do very boring old school stuff, but there's usually a purpose for it. And they're the most efficient practices I've ever been a part of. So that's my biggest issue. I feel like when people talk about CLA, ecological dynamics, most oftentimes they haven't seen it done they haven't seen these practices at a really high level where their way wasn't the way. I'm not saying it's not, just saying like there's other ways to do things that you can just take stuff. Oh, that was good. I don't like this, so I'll leave that. Like nothing is new. Nothing is, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just like Phil Jackson taking over the Knicks, it's all about the triangle. So yeah, we're gonna run the triangle. We're gonna run the triangle. Phil, everyone runs the triangle. My God, you're just making it your identity, and players started hating it. Why would you run the triangle when you got Carmelo's not Jordan? Carmelo's not Jordan. You should run aspects of it, but you should tailor your triangle system to match the athletes you have and the day and age that you're coaching in now. That's the problem. We can get rich, yeah, and if we want to make more money, we just create a new product. Do the socks make the squeaking sound? Alex is still selling the thing. I always say I just tune out the tone of everything. It's tough though. It's so tough for me because it's like a lose-lose situation. I don't expect the Portland Fire to do well because like they didn't draft like great players. Not saying they're not great. I just mean they didn't take the best available players to them for this year. They're not trading for more talent. Like clearly they're not going with the most talented players. They're going with players that fit the culture they're trying to build, which is fine. That's okay. So I don't expect them to have a good year. Any win they get is icing on the cake. And it's like, shoot, this is a good win. But then it's really hard for me to be happy for them getting a win when it's like they get a win and it's like, yeah, it's because of this new system we put in. It's because we shoot in socks and we do things that are research based and science and research. And everyone's like, man, this guy's so brilliant. Like he uses science, he uses research. And it's like, yeah, all coaches do. Greg Popovich, like, will read stats for hours. Joe Mazzulla has been doing that. Like Micah Parsons, like these coaches, like everyone does. Everyone uses science and research. They're just not gloating about how they've invented a new system and everyone else is dumb. Like that's what it feels like. So yeah, super, super frustrating. It's so unnecessary. Y'all aren't trolling about shooting in socks? No. He was having his players shoot in socks. 100%. For proprioception, basically, awareness of your body in space. Yeah. And I've had some trainers and coaches that do some weird stuff like that. And I'm like, no, thanks, bud. I'm good. You're about to do the sock thing? Yeah. Tricky, out for 4 days with toe sprain. Knock on wood. All right. I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to end this stream, and then I'm going to start up another stream, and we're going to chat with Dev in the lab. Okay, so it's probably going to take like 5 minutes to set it all up, but we're going to have a conversation with Dev in the lab. So I'll see you guys in, give me 5 minutes. Yeah, Wimby does the barefoot stuff too.